My family and I moved into an old countryside house. It needed a lot of work, but we did it up over the next few months. My son's room was in the attic. It had slanted ceilings and a big old trunk in the corner. One night, I was awoken by what sounded like whispering. I told my husband I distinctly heard voices in the attic. He just laughed and said it was probably the wind. But every night, we heard the same thing, whispering. One night, I went up to the attic to investigate. There were no windows and the door was shut. Perhaps it was my imagination. Then one night, our son came running into our room, his eyes wide with fear. He told us he'd been awoken by voices, and he thought there was someone in his closet. We checked, of course, and there was nothing in there. Then one night, we heard the whispering again. This time, it was coming from the old trunk. I sat on the bed, listening intently. Then I heard a voice that sounded like a woman. She sounded sad. Then she started to scream, "Get out, you filthy animal. How dare you touch me?" Then she went quiet. I told my husband what I'd heard. He just shook his head and went back to sleep. But I couldn't. I couldn't get that woman's scream out of my head. In the morning, I went to the attic and opened the trunk. It was filled with old clothes and a rocking horse. And then I saw it, a small wooden doll. I don't know why, but I felt compelled to take it downstairs with me. That night, the whispering started again. I took the doll up to the attic and placed it on the rocking horse. Suddenly, the whispering stopped. The ghost was gone. And then I heard a small voice. "Thank you." I looked around, but there was no one there. I went back to bed. For the first time in weeks, I slept soundly. In the morning, I told my husband about what happened. He still didn't believe me, but he agreed to help me find out who the ghost was. We researched the history of the house and found out that the previous owner had a daughter who died in childbirth 100 years ago. They also found a small wooden doll buried in the garden. It was identical to the one in the attic. It turned out the ghost was never that of a creepy woman, but a young girl who had died giving birth. And all she wanted was for someone to remember her and tell her story.